Steven Matz making his first start for the Cardinals this season. 3 innings so far, just the 2 hits, no walks, and the 1 run allowed. It's 1-0 Astros. For the Cardinals, they have Donovan at second, Burleson at first, Arenado at third, Sajasi at short on the infield, Pozo behind the plate, and it's Nootbaar, Victor Scott, and Jordan Walker in the outfield. Donovan at the plate now. First pitch to Brendan Donovan. He is low, 1-0. So with a righty on the mound, the Cardinals loaded up with lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty. So the first 6 are alternating. And they're in the third of that here, the 1-0. He is fouled back, 1-1. Donovan hitting .409 this season with runners in scoring position. 9 for 22. 9 RBIs in those situations. Two outs, Nootbaar on second. The 1-1 pitch from Blanco to Donovan. Upstairs, 2-1. Donovan hitting .377 on the season. Very, very good hitter. Especially when all you need is a single. The 2-1 popped up. Back at second base. And it's a very easy catch to make. And Rogers is able to do that. Rogers, a former Rocky, made that play. So it's still 1-0 Astros after 3. I was unaware that this game was going to be this early today. That's why I'm starting so late, but don't want to miss it entirely. So, of course, I'm here watching the game. I'm going to be commentating. We could take a look at Steven Matz on Savant and some of his stats from last season. This should just be pictures, yep. So let's do this. Pitching pretty well this season. Great breaking ball run value. Bad off speed. Pretty good fastball run value. 86th percentile in walk percentage, so doesn't walk a lot of players. People are hitting him pretty hard, though, and the expected ERA is about average, so that's not ideal. Max exit velocity was the only stat he was really bad at last season. So far this year, he's not striking out as many guys, so hopefully he can bring that up. Pitch usage, using more of the sinker, less of the slider. More of the curveball, less of the changeup, which is good. As his changeup has been a bad pitch for him. Changeup had a negative run value, or has a negative run value this season so far, and was even worse last season. So good adjustment to use that less often. Sinker's been good. Curveball's also been good this season, but it's a limited sample. So that's who the Cardinals have on the mound. And we're back. First pitch of curveball upstairs, 1-0. It's Isaac Paredes. He's 0 for 1. The 1-0 pitch. Fly ball. Easy play in center field. And Victor Scott makes the catch. So there's 1 out now in the 4th. And that'll bring up Christian Walker. So against the lefty, the Astros decided to move Jeremy Pena up the lineup. And Brendan Rodgers batting 6th. That makes a lot of sense. And obviously Rodgers is, well, let's see. I really don't know. I think they're just rotating him with keep forgetting the name. There's the ground ball here. Arenado scoops it, makes the play to first, so there's 2 outs now in the 4th. Good job by Matz. Just a couple of pitches, 2 outs already. Mauricio Dubon is who I was thinking of. I think him and Rogers are just rotating at second base. I don't know if it's really for platoon. It might be. It might be just for better matchups. But Rogers can hit lefties, so that's why he's in today. And that brings up Yainer Diaz. It's 0-1 on him. Fouled off of Pajes, 0-2. The only thing the Cardinals have done that a lot of people probably wouldn't have is just left Contreras in the 2-hole all season. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Matz. Upstairs, fouled away, still 0-2. As Contreras is only hitting 149, and I don't know how long you're going to give him to figure it out. Curveball misses low, 1-2. Yainer Diaz not having a good season so far. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a changeup, and down goes Diaz. Matz has a 1-2-3 fourth. Only allowed those 2 hits in the first. Since then, he's been lights out. We go to the bottom half of the fourth. The Astros lead 1-0. It'll be Arenado, Burleson, and Walker for the Cardinals in the fourth. So let's take a look at Ronel Blanco now. So a very good breaking ball, average off speed, but a really bad fastball so far this year. Last season he was pretty dang good. 29 starts, 30 appearances, 2.8 ERA with a 1.09 whip. So very solid. Gets whiffs, gets strikeouts. Pretty low average exit velo. Does walk a lot of guys, so that's something to watch out for, especially against this Cardinals team. If they figure that out, they can really battle in a lot of at-bats. But the question is whether they'll even be able to foul off a pitch if it's so easy to put it in play. So if you get good batted ball contact like Blanco does and nothing's hit too hard, then you're going to want to swing at the stuff in the zone, and that's where Blanco's going to beat you. So it's about patience when you have a guy who walks a lot of guys. So same thing with like Blake Snell. Obviously, that's a good comparison for a pitcher. You want to be like Blake Snell a lot of the time, but a little bit of command issues, a lot of walks. All right. We are back. Arenado will be up for the Cardinals. Blanco has a 5.52 ERA so far this season. A lot of the problems have come with the fastball. And obviously a lot of walks. But the Cardinals have no hits yet today. Just a few walks. First pitch to Arenado. Popped up. First base side. Walker comes over. And there's one out in the fourth. So Arenado did decide to swing there. Did not pay off for him. That'll bring up Alec Burleson. First pitch to Burleson. He is low, 1-0. Burleson still looking for his first home run of the season. Here's the 1-0. Outside, but called a strike, 1-1. Burleson 0 for 1 with a fly out. Here's the 1-1. Curveball right in there for strike 2. Now it's 1-2. Burleson hitting .260 with a .635 OPS, so a little over 1/4 of the time he's getting mostly singles. Maybe one double this season. Here's the 1-2. Chopped the other way. Tough play for the shortstop Pena. And they got him by a half a step at first base. Let's take a look at this one. Looks like Paredes actually made the play, as there was a shift. And the Cardinals do want to review it, so it looks like Burleson might have an infield single. It was Paredes, and Burleson did beat it out, so he was safe, and he knew it. So the Cardinals will have 1 on with 1 out here in the 4th. And that will bring up Jordan Walker. So that will be the first hit of the game for the Cardinals. And the whip for Blanco this game is 1. So he's walked 1 guy each inning, and now he's finally given up a hit in the 4th. There's no doubt about this one. So they're still reviewing it. I don't know why. And there you go. Burleson is safe. So we'll see if Walker has the patience to try to wait out Blanco, or if he just tries to jump on his stuff. Try to jump on the fastball, potentially. 1 on and 1 out. First pitch to Jordan Walker. He has a slider at the bottom of the zone for a strike. Perfect pitch from Blanco. That's why he was able to earn a starting pitching slot with the Astros. Here is the 0-1 pitch to Walker. Fastball right on the outside corner, 0-2. Perfect pitch once again from Blanco. So we'll see now what Walker... Oh, Walker's going to go ahead and call time. Steps out and digs back in. They're playing Walker to pull. Big hole on the right side of the infield. The 0-2 pitch from Blanco. Fastball up, popped up. Shallow right field. And Cam Smith makes a running catch. So there's 2 outs now in the 4th. And that will bring up Joel Pozo. He is hitless today, but he's 0 for 0. There's no at-bats. Just had the walk back in the 2nd. First pitch to Pozo. Swing and a miss. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Here's the 0-1. Outside 1-1. Pozo is hitting .417 with a home run and 2 RBIs and a 1.295 OPS this season, but that's in just a few games, so don't take it too seriously. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Pozo. Chops 1 foul, 1-2. That was a slider way out of the zone. He tried to go out and get it. It's pretty bad patience from Pozo. As Blanco is a guy you can wait out. Try to draw another walk. Instead, he's behind in the count 1-2. The 4th pitch to Pozo. Another outside slider, another foul ball. So still a 1-2 count. And another 1-2 pitch. Slider above the zone. Missed way upstairs, and now it's 2-2. So good job by Pozo seeing that one. Trying to make Blanco throw some more pitches. Here's the 2-2. Chopped to the third base side, foul. That was another slider above the zone. Would not have come back down into it, but Pozo went up and was able to chop it foul. Ivan Herrera kind of making fun of him from the bench, acting like that was a pitch way too high, and it definitely was. He just kind of swung his arms above his head as a joke. And here's the 2-2 to Pozo. Upstairs again, fouled off again. So good job by Pozo, fighting to stay alive in this at-bat, even though he could be taking these pitches because they're well above the zone. But anything close, going up and getting it, I wouldn't be complaining about that. Here's the 2-2 from Blanco. Instead, he'll check on the runner as Burleson steals second base. So now the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position. So Blanco was way too late to recognize that, and Burleson was already over halfway to second by the time the throw was made to first. So Burleson was able to have a free base. By the time Rogers tagged him, he was already halfway over the bag. So Burleson on second. Here's the 2-2 from Blanco. Slider, easy ground ball to short, scooped up by Pena, and that will be the final out of the fourth. So the Astros still lead 1-0. The Cardinals strand yet another base runner. One base runner per inning so far. And it's 1-0 Astros. We go to the fifth. It will be Brendan Rodgers, Jake Myers, and Cam Smith. Let's take a look at Brendan Rodgers. So he is barreling the ball, hitting it hard, has good bat speed, good walk rate, and yet his batting run value is 40th percentile. It's because he's striking out a lot, I guess. Hasn't hit a home run yet this season. He is a right-handed hitter, so good against lefties as well. So Dubon must just be rotating with him. He is not a super fast runner. Pretty bad in the field as well. We could take a look at his history. So 0.1 WAR this season, 1.1 last season. In 2022, he was excellent, but since then he really hasn't been. And even in 2022, his OPS plus was 97. Obviously, playing in Coors never helps with that, but still below league average. We're back. Matz just missed upstairs. 1-0 on Brendan Rodgers. Matz missed outside with a changeup now. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch, a little low. 3-0 now. Crossed up Pozo a little bit with that one. And now Matz is way behind on Rodgers. 3-0 pitch is in there with the sinker, 3-1. The 3-1. He just swung on and popped foul, even though it was outside the zone. And now it's a full count. Three-2 also fouled away, so we'll have to do it again. Rogers is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Let's see if Matz can get another. Full count pitch, grounded, foul. Great play by the the base coach over in left field. Not base coach, the field worker out there. Had to go out and get another baseball for some reason. Maybe a little kid threw it back out into the field. I don't know. Here's the 3-2. High fly ball to right field, but Walker able to get over and make the catch. So 1 out now in the 5th, and that'll bring up Jake Myers. Myers was fantastic for the Astros yesterday. 3-hit game for him. First pitch from Matz is outside, 1-0. Fernandez getting loose in the Cardinals bullpen, as Matz misses outside again with a changeup, 2-0. The pitch from Matz. Fouled off, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball to the right-hand side. Good diving stop by Burleson, and he gets Myers on the throw to Matz. So a fantastic defensive play from Burleson. And there's 2 outs in the 5th. Burleson moving to first base has been a very good move for him. He just made a hilarious gesture to the camera, pointing and smiling, and good for Burleson. He's finding his position. 2 outs now in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Cam Smith. Cardinals have 3 guys with similar profiles, even 4 guys with similar profiles at the bottom of their order. Rogers, Myers, Smith, and McCormick all have 600 OPSs this season, with averages in the low 200s. At least similar stat lines, a little bit different profiles. Obviously, Smith is a rookie. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball to right field, and Burleson hustles out, but unable to make the play. And it's 1-2. And Myers also probably has a little bit less power than the rest of these guys, but 3 outfielders in a row. Oh, fouled back. Still 1-2. All with those, low to mid 600s OPSs. Low 200s batting averages. Here's the 1-2. Check swing, foul ball. Still 1-2. Myers and McCormick have both been in Houston for a few seasons now. Some well-developed outfielders, great defensive players. The 1-2, outside, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch from Matz to Smith is strike 3. Fastball on the inside, upper inside corner there. Nothing Smith could do about that one. And we're midway through the 5th. Still 1-0 Astros. It'll be Victor Scott, Thomas Saggese, and Lars Nootbaar in the 5th. I'm thinking I might do a quiz. Well, let's just look at this one. Innings pitched. Yeah, I don't know if I'm probably not going to be decent at that, but let's see if I can get something else. World Series MVPs. That sounds like fun. I'm only going to get them in the, 2000 to 2024, but let's see what I can do. So the Dodgers, was it Edman? No. Okay, so they probably gave it to Freeman after all the home runs. Yeah. This one was Garcia. Nope. Wow, okay. So Seager. There we go. Seager's 1-2 now. The Astros, that's Jordan. Okay, I continue to be incorrect. Was it Bregman? Oh, it was Pena. Yeah. Forgot about that. I knew about that. The Braves. That's not Freeman. It's not Acuna. It's probably not Riley. I'm just going to start throwing out names. It can't be Ozuna. No, he was like suspended. Let's grab Strasburg real quick. Betts. He didn't win it. Okay. Well, I know Springer won it. Bryant. Who wins these awards? We'll come back to this. All right, I missed one at bat. Let's get through it real quick. Nice. All right. Victor Scott laid down a bunt, was able to bounce it into fair territory, right down the third base line, and it stopped right on the chalk. Ooh, I don't know. That looked like it went foul. But Scott given credit for a hit on that one. So there's one on and nobody out for Saggese. Upstairs, 1-0. Second pitch to Thomas Saggese. Fastball right in there for a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Thomas Saggese. Upstairs once again, 1-2. He swung way late against that one. You wonder if Scott might try to steal a base, but if they're going to attack him with fastballs like this, it would be a bad decision. Especially with Nootbaar waiting on deck. So, maybe a hit and run. Here's the 1-2. Fastball right in there. Hit hard to right field, but out of play. Still 1-2. Finally, here's the 1-2 pitch. We are live. The 1-2 pitch to Saggese. Instead, they check on Scott. So still 1-2. So I would say just tell Saggese to swing as if it's a fastball and send the runner Scott. Try to move him in scoring position. The 1-2 was a fastball above the zone. Still 1-2. Because there's no way anyone would get Victor Scott on an off-speed pitch. But we'll see. Cardinals don't send him. The 1-2 pitch is above the zone of the slider. 2-2. Obviously, you don't want to waste a base runner with Nootbaar on deck, so Interesting here. Victor Scott leads off. Blanco delivers. Poke to the right field side, and it'll drop for a base hit for Thomas Saggese. Smith makes the play, and the Cardinals have runners at the corners to start off the fifth. Victor Scott made his way over to third. That was a very slow hit. Bloop single to right field. He just reached out, poked the end of the bat onto the ball, and there was no chance for the first baseman to get out and grab that one, so it was always going to be a slow hit ball, and a very easy first to third for Victor Scott. So Saggese delivers once again, takes his seasonal OPS back over 1,000, does have a home run in Fenway, and a .450 average now on the year. So Lars Nootbaar is going to come up to the plate with runners at the corners and nobody out. Nootbaar has 2 walks today, still no at-bats. So let's see if Nootbaar can deliver. Nootbaar up. First pitch from Blanco. Outside 1-0. That fastball missed way out. Nootbaar steps back in. Here's the 1-0. Curveball caught the outside corner. 1-1. Perfect pitch from Blanco there. Nootbaar seeing the ball really well against Blanco. That's how he was able to walk in both of his previous plate appearances. The 1-1. Missed way outside of the changeup. 2-1. So Blanco struggling with command once again against Nootbaar. You wonder if he's just trying to be careful with Nootbaar with Contreras on deck, but there's nobody out, so it would be a tough decision to make. Uh-oh. All right. The 2-1 pitch from Blanco to Nootbaar. High drive, deep center field. I can't tell because the thing just disconnected. So that looked like he might have crushed it, but it might also just be a sac fly to center. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it. Okay, it is a high drive, deep center field, way back and gone. It is a home run for Nootbaar. 3-run shot, and the Cardinals go up 3-1. So a great job by Nootbaar. Sucks that I couldn't watch that live as my broadcast decided to disconnect, but it was probably because of the crowd shaking the stadium. So great job by Nootbaar, staying on the off-speed pitch. Hanging slider. Right at the top of the zone, and he did not miss it. Just crushed it out to center field. Backspin on the ball. Right into the grass in center, and it's 3-1 St. Louis. So just by the trajectory off the bat, I figured it was a homer, but couldn't confirm for a little while. Contreras down in the count 0-2. So Nootbaar's been fantastic. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss from Contreras, and he strikes out. So no patience from Contreras, and he's now 0-3. But Nootbaar, great patience, 2 walks today. When he finally got a pitch to hit, he sent it over the center field wall for a 3-run bomb, and the Cardinals have the lead. Just an absolute hanging slider, right where Nootbaar would want it. Blanco started Donovan off with a curveball for strike 1. Second pitch, upstairs 1-1. Third pitch, low and away, 2-1. The 2-1 to Donovan. Fouled back. And finally, we are live. Here is the 2-2 pitch to Brendan Donovan. Hard hit ball up the middle for a base hit, so Donovan joins the fun. 3-1 Cardinals, 1 on, 1 out now for Arenado. Blanco up at 83 pitches. Really only being hit hard by one guy this game, but he was Lars Nootbaar right when Nootbaar needed to deliver. And now the Cardinals as a team are just starting to build momentum. First pitch to Arenado. Slider up and in, 1-0. That one did not have the same break that he had earlier in the game. So you wonder if he's getting frustrated. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Blanco. Good slider there, 1-1. Right on the outside corner. Arenado hitting over 300 on the year. Here's the 1-1. Fastball popped up. Arenado probably expected the slider. Third baseman ranges over. Pena calls him off from short. And Donovan has to return to first. So 2 outs, 1 on now for Burleson. I should have known when the stream disconnected that Nootbaar must have crushed it, but all I could see was a blurry picture and him just crushing the ball, and I figured that was gone, but you never know. It was straight away to center field, so he had to absolutely crush it in order to have a homer, and he did. So here's the first pitch to Burleson. Upstairs, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch from Blanco to Burleson. Fastball right in there for a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Alec Burleson. Instead, they check on Donovan. So Blanco probably just wanted a break there. You figure you throw it over, take the disengagement, better than just stepping off. Here's the 1-1 to Burleson. Smoked, but Jeremy Pena had him played perfectly and is able to get over to that one. So Pena robs Burleson, but the Cardinals are not robbed of a 3-run homer by Lars Nootbaar, and now they lead this game 3-1 after 5. So it'll be Chas McCormick, Jose Altuve, and Jeremy Pena facing Steven Matz in the 6th. Matz thrown 71 pitches through 5 innings. Only run allowed was in the first. Has not given up a base runner since the first. All right. Forgot I was doing this Sporkle quiz. Let's see. Can I remember some more World Series MVPs? I do remember this one. Let's get that out of the way. There's a couple that we remember as Cardinals fans. Did Lincecum happen to win one? No. So I think of Posey, probably not. Did Sandoval? Yeah, he crushed the Tigers. Had that 3 home run game. 2010, was Pence even on the team yet? I don't know. Obviously, you have Howard or Utley. Nope. Okay, Halladay. Nope. Lee. Nope. Okay, I don't know who won it until 2008. Was it Rollins? Nope. Okay. The Yankees, I believe it was... Was it the... Well, okay, let's first get Jeter out of the way from 2000. I want to say it was like the outfielder. Whatever. I'll come back. Matz, the game is back, so let's go watch Steven Matz work. So the Matz day is over, and we're going to bring in Ryan Fernandez. So only 70-something pitches for Matz. It's because he was a member of the bullpen. They didn't want to build him up too far, too early. So I guess that makes sense. There's a strike from Fernandez, a good slider. Another good slider, strike on McCormick. And now it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch to Chas McCormick. Right down the middle. Get high in the air to center, but Scott can make the play, and he does. So there's 1 out now in the 6th. That'll bring up Jose Altuve to face Fernandez. First pitch to Altuve. Ground ball to the left-hand side. Great. Oh, no. Got right by Arenado. My broadcast lagged a little bit there once again. So that's why I thought Arenado made a stab on that ball. Instead, he snuck it through third base and short and has a single. So that's 2 hits for Altuve in the game. He is 2 for 3, and that'll bring up Jeremy Pena. Facing Ryan Fernandez. The first pitch, ground ball to short. They go to second for 1, but Pena beats it out. So there's now 2 outs, and Jeremy Pena on first for Isaac Paredes. So it was just too slow of a grounder to even think about getting Pena, but they gave it a try anyway. Maybe if you charge that and make a really great hard flip to second, there's a chance, but very, very tough play to get a runner like Pena. I don't know if it was possible. Either way, first pitch to Paredes is a strike. Slider in the zone, 0-1. 0-1. Paredes does have an RBI in the game with the ground out. Also has a fly out. The 0-1 pitch. Hard hit ball to left field. It was upstairs and it is off the wall. Nootbaar fields it. And I guess it was a foul ball. So foul by inches there. Looked like it could have been extra bases. Instead, it dropped just foul right by the line. So unfortunate for Paredes, and now it's an 0-2 count in the 6th. With 2 outs, Altuve on first. Paredes has a 734 OPS on the season. Still below average with 2 strikes. Oh boy. Still here. Here's the 1-2 to Fernandez. Fouled away, from Fernandez. Still 1-2 on Paredes. I just got interrupted with a call. The 1-2 pitch from Fernandez. Upstairs, great play by Pozo to get up and get that one. 2-2. Fernandez trying to get the last out of the 6th inning. Instead, a timeout by Paredes. So, more delay here. Swing and a miss on a slider at the bottom of the zone. And down goes Paredes. The Cardinals are through 6. They lead 3-1 and get the chance to tack on in the bottom of the 6th. So it'll be Walker, Pozo, and Scott for the Cardinals. Sorry, Bay. All right, let's see. It will be Logan Van Way coming in for the Astros. So, I mean, the game just came back, but maybe we could grab some of his stats. I'll just read them. So far this season, he has a 3 ERA and 3 innings pitched, 0.67 whip. So that means he's given up 1 run in 3 innings, I believe. Yep. So pretty good from Van Way. And the game is back. So here's the first pitch. Nope. Timeout. Something's up with their pitch comm. So let's go take a look real quick at Logan Van Way. So he's only pitched this season for the Astros in his entire career. So let's see what he did in the minors. AAA, he had a 322, 450 so far this year. So good year last year, not as great this year, but still pretty good in the majors this year. So you understand why the Astros did it. And now Walker steps up to the plate. I'll be catching us up in just a second. The first pitch to Walker is a strike, a sinker on the outside corner. Very good stuff. Missed inside with a sweeper and way outside with another sweeper. So it's 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Hard hit ball to the right-hand side. Base hit for Jordan Walker on a changeup. That was an outside pitch, and Walker went out and drove it the other way. Very hard hit ball. No chance for the first baseman. Walker was playing a little bit over. Didn't have a chance to get back over to that one. Van Way throws a four-seam with some arm side run. Puts it in the zone for strike one on Pozo. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1-1. So because Van Way throws with a little bit of a sidearm action, some of that arm side run just comes from the four seam. And then throwing a sweeper is really good contrasting movement. Pozo had to poke that sweeper out of play. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch from Pozo. Sorry, from Van Way to Pozo. Instead, he checks on Walker. Pozo is 0 for 1 with a walk. Here is the 1-2 pitch from Van Way. Upstairs, popped up to the right-hand side, and dropped by Cam Smith. It's a foul ball he would usually be able to catch. He ranged over, but right off of his glove, and Pozo will get another opportunity. Hit him right in the palm. Bottom of the glove there. Not where you want to catch it with the glove. It's a pretty fine place to catch it if you were using your bare hand, but he was not. So here is the 1-2 pitch from Van Way with Pozo getting another opportunity. He pokes it the other way for a base hit. So big mistake from Cam Smith. And that gives the Cardinals a second base runner in the sixth with nobody out. And that will bring up Victor Scott, who is 1 for 2 with a bunt single. That one, Pozo reached out. It was out of the zone and just poked it for another hit. So Walker on second, Pozo on first. First pitch to Scott. He pops up a bunt, and it's caught by the third baseman Paredes. So a wasted at-bat by Scott. As the Cardinals were going to try to advance the runners. Instead, there's one out now for Thomas Saggese. You really never want to pop up a bunt, especially when you've already bunted in the game. They kind of expected the bunt already. He just dropped the barrel way too low. Put the ball in the air. So first and second, one out now for Thomas Saggese. Saggese also has a poked single to right field. Let's see what he can do this time. Strike right down the middle with the sinker, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch from Van Way. Upstairs, fouled back, 0-2. Saggese was able to score on the Nootbaar home run. Last inning. As long as there's no double play here, Nootbaar will get another at-bat with 2 runners on. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Saggese. Up and away, 1-2. Saggese has a chance to battle back in this count. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Van Way. Hard hit ball to the right-hand side, fair down the right field line. 1 run comes around to score, and that's Jordan Walker. And it'll be a double for Saggese. Cardinals have runners now at second and third. It's Pozo on third, Saggese on second for Lars Nootbaar. I just realized I have computer audio on, so you probably heard that noise, but oh well. So JC comes in to talk to the coaches as the Astros are having an infield meeting on the mound. Maybe a new pitcher. But it'll be Nootbaar coming up with runners at second and third. You wonder if they'll walk him, try to get a double play from Contreras, try to limit the damage that way, or if they'll just pitch to Nootbaar and likely give up another run. It has been that bad for Contreras that it would be pretty logical right now to walk Nootbaar. Nootbaar's locked in this one, already has the 3-run homer. Walked twice already on a normal at-bat. If you give him the opportunity, I have a feeling he'd be able to drive one into the outfield, get that sac fly. If you walk him, you have a guy in Contreras who already struck out today. Very likely to hit a ground ball, at least recently. A 3-run lead is something you can come back from in 3 innings, but if you make it 4 or 5, it becomes way more difficult. So we'll see if that's what the Astros decide to do. If they are going to the bullpen, they'll probably go to a lefty. So we can take a look at who that could be. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, let's see. So they pitched Brian King yesterday. I would think Souza or Okert. It's a 3-run deficit, probably Souza. Let's find out. It is Okert, so there you go. First pitch to Nootbaar. In there for a strike with the 4-seam at 91. Middle of the zone. Okert has been fantastic this year with a 1.17 ERA and 7 2/3. 0.39 whip. So fantastic job by him. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Nootbaar. Upstairs, 1-1. So 2 fastballs back to back there. Nootbaar's seen it a couple times. They're playing Nootbaar to pull. Infield a little bit in. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss with the slider there. 1-2. So that was a very good pitch from Okert. 2 fastballs to set up the slider, and that one drifted just outside the zone. 1-2. So we'll see what Nootbaar is able to do here. The 1-2 pitch. Slider up and in. He pops it up and out of play. 1-2 remains the count. Big opportunity for Nootbaar to get a couple RBIs. They're definitely pitching to him. But they do have probably 1 waste pitch if they want to. So hopefully Nootbaar is able to lay off. Here's the 1-2. Slider smoked to first base, but a fantastic grab by Walker, and there's 2 outs now in the 6th. That ball was probably 120 off the bat, but right at Christian Walker. 2 outs now for Wilson Contreras. Cardinals lead 4-1 here in the 6th. It's lefty-righty here with Okert on the mound. First pitch to Contreras. Fastball up and away. Ball 1. By going to a lefty, you pretty much guaranteed that you were going to pitch to Nootbaar, and it actually makes it much more difficult to pitch to Contreras. Despite his struggles, I bet he could still hit a lefty because you can predict the movement a lot easier. Here's the 1-0. Fastball right down the middle, fouled back, 1-1. What Contreras is struggling with most is detecting a sweeper from a right-handed pitcher. So bringing in a lefty could be a chance to wake him up. Let's see what he can do here. Runners on second and third, 1-1 count. The pitch to Contreras. Downstairs, pulled foul. That was a pitch he could definitely hit. He saw it pretty well, but was just a little bit out in front. One-two count now. The third pitch from O'Kurt. Way up and away. 2-2. Great play by the catcher there. Yainer Diaz not letting the run score. The 2-2 pitch from O'Kurt. Right down the middle, fouled back by Contreras. So we'll have to do it again. Even count right now. You wonder if Contreras could work a walk, load the bases for Donovan, or do some damage himself. Lefty righty here. The 2-2. Hard hit ball to the right field side, but it will get out of play. And it's a 2-2 count in the sixth. So a good long at-bat from Contreras. Seeing the ball really well here. This looks like the Contreras that we know and love. As he's facing a lefty. Here's the 2-2 pitch from O'Kurt. Upstairs with the fastball, and the count runs full. 2 outs, full count, but the runners are on second and third, so they will not be moving. Either way, this is an action pitch here. The 3-2 pitch from O'Kurt. Upstairs, fouled back. Good job by Contreras to stay alive, making O'Kurt work. Count is still full. Cardinals are 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position today. Chance to add on here. The 3-2 to Contreras. Fastball. Nope. Slider inside. He swings over it, and down goes Contreras. Cardinals do add on 1, and it's 4-1 Cardinals after 6. So JC's double only results in the 1 run. Cardinals stranded 2 players at second and third with just 1 out and Nootbaar up. That shocked me. It was a good at-bat by Contreras, just could not find the ball on that last slider. Fantastic pitch, really. It was a really good pitch from O'Kurt, but it's just a 3-run game now, so the Cardinals bullpen will have to stay locked in. Let's see. We've already done Christian Walker on this series, so yeah, let's just try to get some more World Series MVPs here. Did Rivera win one? He did. Wow, that's awesome. I wonder if Cabrera or A-Rod won one of these. He did not. Did Johnson win one? He did. Randy Johnson and Curt Schilling? A tie in the voting? I've never seen that. Did Schilling win any others for the Red Sox? He did not. If Ortiz didn't win one, did Pedro win one? He did not. In 06, I don't think. Oh, it's just going to be Pujols, isn't it? Nope. I might be a pitcher. It was Troy Glaus won it with the Angels. That's pretty cool. I keep thinking it's Eckstein, but is it really? He did. Wow, that's incredible. All right. Like, I just don't think of him as the type of guy to win that, but Pena won it. Sometimes it's just the guy who shows up. Kyle Leahy coming in to face Walker, Diaz, and Rogers. He's been very, very good this season. 1.69 ERA. Missed outside there. 1-0 on Walker. The 1-0. Swing and a miss on a fastball. 1-1. Another swing and a miss on a fastball at the top of the zone. Here's the 1-2. Missed upstairs. 2-2. Christian Walker hitting for the Astros. The 2-2. Upstairs fastball fouled back. Still 2-2. So Leahy really attacking Walker at the top of the zone. Walker is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. The pitch way upstairs with the curveball. 3-2. Here's the 3-2. Ground ball to the left-hand side. Arenado goes down and grabs it and makes the play to first. 1 out now in the 7th. That'll bring up Yainer Diaz, the Astros catcher. He is 0 for 2 today. 1 strikeout. A 115 average and a 356 OPS on the year. Leahy is ready and delivers. Upstairs 1-0. So only high pitches from Leahy so far. A little bit scary in a 3-run game, but just got to keep placing them where you need to. Here's the 1-0. Hard hit ball to the right-hand side, over the head of Walker and off the wall and into the crowd. So ground rule double for Diaz. Very hard hit ball. And he figures it out a little bit in St. Louis. So that'll bring up Brendan Rodgers with a runner in scoring position and 1 out in the 7th. So Leahy left another one up in the zone and Diaz did not miss that one. Double over the wall. First pitch to Rogers. Hard hit ball left field side, but foul. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Rogers. Swing and a miss over the sinker. 0-2. Leahy trying to protect a 3-run lead here with a runner in scoring position. The 0-2 pitch to Rogers. Swing and a miss. A beautiful sweeper right at the bottom of the zone. Rogers tried to reach out and get it, was unable to. So Leahy finding his location now. Just in time. 2 outs, Jake Myers at the plate. The pitch from Leahy to Myers is a swing and a miss. Sweeper at the top of the zone, 0-1. The 0-1. Hard hit ball, easy play at short for Sajasi. And the Cardinals are through 7 on the pitching side. Midway through 7, the Cardinals lead 4-1, and that'll bring on the offense. It'll be Donovan, Arenado, Burleson. You wonder if they'll leave in O'Kurt to try to get the one out before you go to a righty. There are 2 lefties in this inning and Arenado in between them, so probably going to want a lefty on the mound anyway. O'Kurt's been really good, but he threw 14 pitches last inning. I'm curious. Let's see. So they do have Brian King, but he pitched yesterday, I believe. So they might go Souza. Might stick with O'Kurt. Might go with O'Kurt and then go to a righty. Or just go to a righty immediately, but that's against 2 lefties, so I wouldn't do that. Either way, let's see if I can get one more MVP while we wait. Did Crawford? He did not. Did Hayward? No way. I don't think so. Yeah, no. I don't think Cabrera did it. Yeah, okay. All right. The Dodgers, I'm sure Koufax might have won one. There we go. He won a couple. All right, we're back. They are rolling with O'Kurt, so that makes a lot of sense. Lefty-lefty to start the 7th. First pitch to Brendan Donovan. Inside, it hit him, so Donovan will reach first. Here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch, first base runner. And that'll bring up Arenado. So you wonder if they'll stick with O'Kurt now. It is a very good right-handed hitter at the plate in Nolan Arenado. Hitting .297 with an .868 OPS. The first pitch to Nolan from O'Kurt. Check swing. He did not go. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch from O'Kurt. Popped up. Right field. Smith makes the catch, and there's one out in the 7th. So sticking with the lefty, a good decision by Houston, as now they'll get the lefty-lefty matchup against Burleson, unless the Cardinals were to pinch hit, but they did not, which makes sense. Burleson's been playing good defense at first. Baker probably can't offer that, and they would also just go to the bullpen and go righty-righty on Baker. So the first pitch to Burleson is low, 1-0. So good strategy by Marmol here. You'd rather have Burleson lefty-lefty than Baker righty-righty. Second pitch. Hard hit ball by Burleson, but it's catchable for Smith, and he makes a good running play. 2 outs now in the 7th. That'll bring up Jordan Walker. So here's where you probably go to the bullpen and get your righty. And that's what the Astros look like they're going to do. They're going to go get Taylor Scott out of the bullpen. Good job by Stephen O'Kurt. Got a lot of outs for the Astros, and it's 4-1 with 2 outs in the 7th. Donovan's on first. You wonder if they'll try to steal a bag with him. Now that it'll be a righty with his back turned to the runner. Donovan's not a super fast runner, though, so we'll have to see. We could look at Taylor Scott's numbers. Couple of numbers. Assuming this loads. All right. Oh, I spelled that wrong. There we go. So he's been pretty bad this season, an 8.31 ERA, but his ERA last season was 2.23, 1.17 WHIP. So just a bad year so far. This is obviously bad, but we could stop it. Let's see. When did he have qualified seasons? Here we go. He was really solid in all sorts of value last season before it fell off this season. Great expected slugging, great expected WOBA on contact, so forces bad WOBA when the ball's put in play. So a lot of ground balls. So what you want to do is try to get the ball in the air against him if you can. Hit the ball hard, because he does give up hard contact. We'll see what happens. First pitch from Scott to Walker. Instead, he checks on Donovan. So he was thinking the same thing I was thinking. The pitch to Walker. Sinker as Donovan tries to steal second and does. So an easy stolen base for Donovan. And exactly what I was just talking about just happened. Good chance to get an extra base when you're put in a right-handed pitcher, especially if he throws sidearm like Scott with a slow delivery. And that gets a runner in scoring position for Jordan Walker. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss on the splitter. 0-2. That was a great pitch from Scott. Dropped right out of the zone. Now Walker's behind in the count 0-2. But you have Donovan in scoring position. The 0-2 pitch from Taylor Scott. Grounded foul. Still 0-2. That was another splitter. Pitch has really good movement at the bottom of the zone. A lot of Redbird hats around the stadium. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Poked the other way, but easy play for Walker. And we're through 7. 4-1 Cardinals. Go into the 8th. So let's see. Last inning it was Leahy. He threw 14 pitches. You probably don't want to leave him out there again. It'll be Cam Smith, Chas McCormick, and Jose Altuve. So let's see. It is 3 righties this inning. Helsley, Maton. I mean, you have to go to Maton. We haven't used him over the last couple days. That's what I'm doing here. I'm going to Maton. I have no question. Bring in Maton, try to get 3 righties out. And after Altuve, it's Pena anyway, so that's 4 righties. And Maton's a really good pitcher, so that's the end of that discussion. And then obviously you go with Helsley in the 9th. He would be facing Pena, Paredes, Walker, Yainer Diaz. All righties. Cardinals make a defensive substitution. Jordan Walker out of the game as he took his last at-bat last inning. So Victor Scott moves to right field, Nootbaar stays in left, and Ciani comes in the game in center. So great defense now on the field, and it is Phil Maton. First pitch is a strike. A nice curveball there. 0-1 on Smith. So a great decision by Marmol. They go with Maton and 0-1 count. Check swing. Did not go. 1-1. Here's a pitch from Maton. Swing and a miss on the curveball outside. 1-2. Cam Smith came into the year ranked 56 amongst prospects and number 1 in the Astros pipeline. And they decided to bring him up to the majors straight from AA. He has a .205 average, a .604 OPS. Here's the 1-2 from Phil Maton. Outside with the curveball, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to Smith. Hard hit ball to the left-hand side. Good play by Arenado. And there's 1 out in the 8th. Arenado was able to range back, make a good play on the hop there. Great defense at third, as usual. Here comes Chas McCormick. He is 0 for 2 today. First pitch from Maton. In there for a strike. A sinker right on the inside corner. McCormick didn't like it, but it was definitely close enough that it's not a crazy call. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Maton. Up and in, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. He fouled that one away. It's 1-2. It's great that Arenado declined the trade to Houston. That's a very big storyline between these two teams. Arenado wanted to play for the Cardinals and not the Astros, so Houston was stuck with Paredes in free agency. As here's the 1-2 from Maton. Swing and a miss on a curveball down in the zone. And there's 2 outs now in the 8th. The reason for Houston made a lot of sense. You could lose Bregman, bring in another Gold Glove third baseman in Arenado, and he'd be able to hit the ball to left field into the Crawford boxes. Like, it made a lot of sense for Houston, but Arenado would rather play for the Cardinals, and that has to be respected. So the teams couldn't get that done, and now the Cardinals are back, potentially reaching 500 as Altuve hits a fly ball. Nootbaar sees it and makes the catch in left. Midway through the 8th, it's 4-1 Cardinals. So maybe Arenado chose the right team. Who knows? 500 is not going to get you anywhere, so the Cardinals will have to figure out a way to keep winning games. But at least if they win this game, they'll be there at 500 and they can start to build a better record from there. It'll be Pozo, Scott, and Sajacy for the Cardinals in the 8th. Taylor Scott only threw 4 pitches last inning. He is a righty, so if I'm at the Astros, maybe you keep him in. One thing I have noticed, though, is when guys come out of the dugout for a second inning, sometimes that makes them way less effective. But Scott probably just wants to get out there and pitch more because he has a 7.71 ERA. Bottom of the Cardinals' orders coming up. Maybe you try to take advantage and lower that ERA some more. If you're the Cardinals, obviously, you try to take advantage of any rust that Scott has coming out of the pen for the second straight inning. So this time would be out of the dugout. Quick look here. Who are some of those MVPs? Did Clemens win one? No. Clemente? He did. Nice. This is not Musial's timeline, I don't think. Yeah. It could be Gibson's. Yep, Bob Gibson got a couple. I should probably finish the 2010s. Was it Schwarber? I don't think it was Schwarber. No. I remember Jack Peterson going kind of crazy, but I don't think he won the award. I have no idea who won the award for the Braves. Oh well. Could have been the outfielder that they acquired at the deadline, Rosario. That's probably who it was. I'll come back for that. Scott. There's a strike. 1-1. So from Taylor Scott to Victor Scott. Apparently, Pozo already went down. So I'm missing the 8th, it looks like. The 1-1 pitch to Victor. Ooh, it's called a strike. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to Victor Scott is outside, 3-2. And finally, the 3-2 pitch outside. So ball 4 on Victor Scott from Taylor Scott. And that'll bring up Thomas Sajacy with 1 on and 1 out. Sajacy was able to battle in the 5th inning. Poke a slider outside for a base hit. They try to steal, and they do. Victor Scott steals second. So Sajacy filling in for the win slot. Hitting a lot of singles this year, and the same strategy works. You send Victor Scott, steal second base, and now a single scores the run. So a very good idea from the Cardinals. Now there's a runner on second with 1 out in the 8th. Thomas Sajacy at the plate. First pitch to him. Instead, they check on Scott at second. So it's 0-1 on Sajacy. He took that pitch, but Scott was able to steal second. Runner in scoring position here. One out for Thomas Saggese. The 0-1. High fly ball deep to right field. Squared that up pretty well, but Myers is able to range over, make the catch, and Scott advances to third. So 2 outs, runner on third. It'll bring up Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar is 1 for 2 with a 3-run home run. And they're going to go get Souza to face Nootbaar, lefty-lefty. So the Astros only using lefties when they're up against Nootbaar in the Cardinals lineup, as they can go lefty to get Nootbaar, and then 2 batters later it's Donovan, and people just don't have to respect Contreras right now. So that's very interesting. It makes a lot of sense, but Cardinals do have a lot of lefties throughout the lineup, so it's funny that they're only using them on Nootbaar. Let's see. All right, so it was Rosario that I was guessing. It was not him. Could it have been the other deadline acquisition? Power bat. He was on the Marlins recently. That's who I feel like it might be, but I don't remember the name. Once again, I'm good at knowing who someone is when I hear the name and all of their numbers and their tendencies, but if you told me to just pull a name out of my head, I'm just not going to be able to do it. Did Manny Ramirez? I think I've tried Ramirez, right? Nope. He did win the MVP in 04, so got that one. So Nootbaar, after a 3-run homer earlier, giving the Cardinals a lead, is going to face Souza with a runner on third in the 8th. First pitch. He is a strike at the bottom of the zone. Perfect pitch from Souza. And here's the 0-1 to Nootbaar. Missed a little low with that one. 1-1. Nootbaar has 2 walks today and a 3-run home run. Hitting .288 on the season with 3 home runs now. The 1-1. Low and away. So the count is 2-1. Now the Cardinals are getting Helsley ready, but they're also getting another right-hander ready in case Nootbaar drives in this run. Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball down the left field side. Easy play for Paredes, and there's the 3rd out. Nootbaar did like a check swing bunt there on accident. So we will need Helsley. It is a 4-1 game heading to the 9th. So Ryan Helsley is going to come on to try to close it in the next half inning. It looks like it'll be Jeremy Pena, Isaac Paredes, and Christian Walker. So righty, righty, righty. 3 very capable hitters against the absolute flamethrower, Ryan Helsley. So this will be the last time I do this today. It's probably not that. What's the... Okay. What is his name? Hosmer, I think, won it for the Royals. He did not. Okay, well, this is just bad. Let's just see who it was. Jorge Soler. So that is who I was thinking of. Played for the Marlins. Power bat, acquired at the deadline. What the heck? Oh my god. Okay. Cole Hamels. I forget about Hamels every time. Hideki Matsui. Renteria. I did not know Renteria won it with the Giants. I knew it was Matsui. I just couldn't come up with the name. I did not know Zobrist won that. Like, in Salvador won that? Okay, well, should have been able to get that, but oh well. A lot of weird names have won this award that you just wouldn't expect. It's just whoever has a good week. All right, here's Helsley. Facing Jeremy Pena. Pena's a scary hitter against a guy like Helsley because it seems like he adjusts well to the heat. So you might want to just go sliders away. Let's see what Helsley decides to do. First pitch to Pena. Slider away. Down below the zone, 1-0. Pena is 1 for 3 with a single back in the first, the 1-0. Missed with a fastball below the zone, 2-0. As the closer, it's so strange to me having a guy who sometimes misses the zone as much as Helsley. Because in these spots, you just have to attack. This base runner doesn't even matter that much. You just can't put guys on. Like a walk is just as bad as a homer. Especially if you give up second base with defensive indifference. But it's going to be 2-1 now on Pena. Pena called time there. Helsley was able to find the zone there. Hopefully he can continue to do it. The 2-1 pitch to Pena. Hard hit ball. Bouncer over to second base. And Donovan makes the play. 1 out in the 9th. That one hit off Helsley's foot. And that helped out Donovan. That'll bring up Paredes. He is 0 for 3 with an RBI today. Also has a strikeout. He's doing the out roulette once again. He has ground out, fly out, and strikeout. He was able to do a pop out during one of these last couple games. Hopefully he could do that again. First pitch from Helsley. Strike with the curveball, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch now from Helsley to Paredes. Curveball outside, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch now from Helsley. Swing and a miss, 1-2. That was a slider in the dirt. Paredes went around, and the count moves to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch now from Helsley to Paredes. Ground ball, foul. Still 1-2. If we look around the league, only 3 other games are going on at this time. Milwaukee leads Detroit 5-1. The Twins lead the Mets 3-2. And Toronto leads Atlanta 3-0. All of the home teams are leading. Helsley delivering now the 1-2 to Paredes. Hard hit ball, foul once again. So it's still 1-2. It's funny with the increase in bat speed from last season to this season and all the analytics on exit velo. Seems like every team has a lot of guys who hit the ball hard. So a lot of hard hits are ending up being outs now because players will shift to play where other teams hit the ball the hardest. So a lot more good plays by defenses on hard hit balls. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Helsley. Bounced in the dirt with the slider, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch from Helsley. Slider in the dirt. And the count is full on Isaac Paredes. You do want to throw a strike here. Absolutely no reason to put a runner on in the ninth. The pitch from Helsley. Another foul ball at the top of the zone. So still a full count on Paredes. And it's 3-2. The pitch. Missed upstairs, and that's ball 4 on Paredes. Now, from a game theory perspective, walking a player earlier on in the game could be a good decision because it lets you face a different part of the order. But in the ninth inning with the lead, any base runner is just another run that can cut into your lead. So you should pitch to everybody in the ninth unless they could hit a tying home run. Like until the tying run comes to the plate when you have the lead, you should not walk anybody. Only throw strikes. Obviously not only strikes, but you get what I'm saying. Never throw a strike with a ball with 3 balls. And there's a foul back on a fastball. It's 0-2 on Walker. The 0-2 pitch from Helsley. Ground ball foul, still 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Popped up. Makeable play at first base for Burleson, and he'll make the catch. So 2 outs now in the ninth. 1 out remaining in the game. And that player will be Yainer Diaz. With Paredes on first. Crowd on their feet. Cardinals have a 3-run lead in the ninth. Trying to get the final out here against the Astros. The pitch, swing and a miss on a slider, 0-1. That one caught the inside corner. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Diaz. Ground ball foul. So the Astros down to their final strike of the series. Cardinals could walk out of here with a .500 record and another series victory. If they get one more strike. Helsley about to throw his 20th pitch. The 0-2 pitch to Yainer Diaz. Popped up, foul, out of play, and we'll do it again. The Astros are trying to take second base there to get rid of the force out. That makes sense. The 0-2 pitch to Diaz. Hard hit ball to right field, but Walker is there. And the Cardinals win the series. 4-1 victory today. It was not Walker and right, it was Victor Scott. I forgot about the defensive replacement of Ciani, but great managing by Marmol today. The team only allowed the 1 run, and it was a good first start for Matz to this year. So if Matz can be another good starter, the Cardinals could start rolling. Palante's been great. Matz has been good. Gray has been really good, and Fetty's a quality starter. So that's 4 good starters, a really good lineup. 500 record so far. Excited to see where the Cardinals go this year. Obviously, you have Michaelis and Liberator trying to fight it out for that last spot. We'll see what happens there. For now, the Cardinals win, and I will see you guys later on.